Hey everyone, I'm Jordan Spivey, joined by my dad,
Travis Spivey, and if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of our science tutorial videos.
Today's video will be the first of a three-part series where we break down the value and importance of biodiversity, threats to biodiversity, and how we can conserve biodiversity. In the first video, we will cover the value and importance of biodiversity. So let's do this. Our learning target for today is, I can explain why biodiversity is vital for the survival of all living species. Let's start off with the word biodiversity, which means the different types of life in the biosphere. The world is full of different types of organisms that depend on each other for their survival. This interconnected web of life is what keeps many things alive, including you and me.
There are actually three levels of biodiversity, which are ecosystem diversity, species diversity, and genetic diversity. Ecosystem diversity refers to the variety of habitats, communities, and ecological processes in the biosphere. Species diversity is the number of different types of species in a particular habitat or community. For example, white-tailed deer, raccoons, opossums, porcupines, and red foxes all live in the same habitat. Genetic diversity refers to the total of all different forms of genetic information carried by a specific species or by all organisms on Earth. A great example of genetic diversity can be found just by walking into a grocery store, school building, restaurant, or any other place where there are a large group of people. If you notice, everyone looks different for various reasons: skin color, eye color, height, hair color, and so many other differences.
Now let's take a look at the value of biodiversity. Biodiversity makes three major beneficial contributions to society, which include advancements in medicine, improvements in agriculture, and providing overall stability and health in the ecosystem.
Many of the medicines we have today come from wild species of plants and animals, including antibiotics like penicillin and painkillers like aspirin. The chemicals in wild species are used to treat so many diseases like cardiovascular disease, depression, and many other types of diseases. For example, plants such as sumac plants, nightshade, verbena, wild cucumbers, and sorrel are all used to treat heart disease. Think about what a decrease in plant and animal diversity would do to the medical field as we continue to search for new cures to some of the most devastating and deadly diseases known to the world.
In agriculture, some wild types of plants carry disease resistance, extreme temperature resistance, and pest resistance in their genetic makeup. These specific genes have been used to grow crops that are larger, healthier, and can survive longer as a result of receiving resistant genes from their specifically diverse wild plant species. Plant diversity has greatly improved how farmers grow crops and has led to higher crop yields as a result. This means more vegetables and fruits for all of us.
In summary, biodiversity is necessary for the stability of the entire planet. Healthy and diverse ecosystems provide us with services such as clean air, fresh water, pollination, soil fertility and stability, food, and medicine. When biodiversity is decreased, it chips away at each of these factors, which weakens the entire ecosystem that we are so heavily dependent upon for our survival. If one or two connections of the interconnected web of biodiversity is cut, we may be able to bounce back and survive. But if several connections are severed, then we lead ourselves down a path of destruction that we may never be able to come back from. Our survival depends upon the amount of biodiversity.
And that's your video for today. Now let's test your knowledge to see how proficient you are with explaining the value and importance of biodiversity.
Use your electronic device to scan the QR code at the bottom right of the screen, or you can click the link in the description box below the video. Remember, 80% or higher for proficiency. Record your results on your proficiency sheet, and if you don't get it the first time, you better keep going because it's not over until you win.
Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Also, click on the bell icon so you don't miss out on any of our awesome science videos.
Peace and have a positive, productive day.
Enough! You are all of you beneath me. I am a god, you dull creature, and I will not be bullied by that. Puny god.